Copilot is something that I have a love and hate relationship with this tool. It's amazing, it sucks at the same time. And no matter how much I tend not to use it, I use it even more. So welcome. Let me show you how what we are doing today and let's get started. So this is a blog post that I wrote not too long ago. This is showcasing my love and hate relationship with these AI tools. They can be amazing and they can suck at the same time. So if you want to check out and read this blog post, I will link in the description. And I'm not the only one who has talked about this. There are a bunch of videos on YouTube as well. So here is my thought and process and my experience as I begin to incorporate GitHub Copilot or any AI tool in my workflow for daily life. So before we begin, let me just give you a short introduction. If you don't know what Copilot is, so Copilot is basically a Git was developed by GitHub and Microsoft. The job for this help developers solve their errors in issue, help them to learn new skills. It lives in your project. It read all the code. And then if you're facing any issues, any error, then it will remove all of those. And then once all those are removed, it will suggest you even more recommendation based on your code base or based on your project. So that's the overall welcome thought process was of GitHub Copilot. Let me just give this article a little bit zoom so that you guys can read along the side way. Okay, so everything in the world has pros and cons. Every coin has two sides, and no matter what you do, these AI tools are going to stay. You cannot change them. So, how I was hooked into these AI tools? Well, the story is pretty simple. Not too long ago, I started my career as a machine learning engineer. Then I transitioned from machine learning engineer to a full stack Flutter developer and team lead. And now I'm in the stage that when I was transitioning from machine learning to web to Flutter development, I I started using GitHub Copilot. I said I'll just give it a try. It was free at that time, and I loved it. It helped me get under new concept. It helped me. It showed me how I can color code different combination, theming engine, and show me how Flutter actually works, which was amazing. I did not know how Flutter works under the hood, and it showed me a lot. So and I developed a couple of applications with using Copilot. For example, I develop a simple feature inside application just using web view and navigation, a splash screen, about section, and everything about that. Nothing more than this. So that was the entire hook for me, and I loved it. And I started using in my daily project. I was given a free trial from GitHub a while ago. I started using it and I incorporated more and more, and I enjoyed it. I was facing a couple of errors, a lot of issues, and I just copied the code and send it to Copilot, and then it just understand the code and just split out the answer for me. I did not need to go to Stack Overflow. I did not need to go to Discord, and I enjoyed it a lot. It meant that it was amazing. It was just too perfect. A truly assistant that can understand what I need, plus making my code that I wrote a while ago into smaller chunks, or make it add comments or make it readable. All those niche tasks that I hesitant to do it myself because it take time was clearly done by my simple Copilot or any other AI tool. But no matter what I did, I must clarify that I understand the code that I was writing. No matter if the GitHub Copilot wrote it, I know the purpose, the reason behind why this code is over there. So it was not a problem for me in the beginning. So the main also, what's the issue? That's the main concern. The issue is it's all not sunshine and rainbows. It might look good, but it's the devil in disguise. So one day during my project, my Copilot was not working, and I started to panic. I don't know why, but I did. Checking my internet connection, checking my account, making sure that have why my Copilot is not working when I begin to work on some of my project, and then it hit me. I have been relying on GitHub Copilot for way too long, I was about to lost my ability to search good answers on Stack Overflow or modify existing solutions to suit my need. And that's our first problem. Removing the engineering from software engineering is one of the most troublesome part. So GitHub Copilot diminishes your ability to solve your real life problem. It it hand ties you not to think outside the box, not to find a good solution. It will give you a solution, but it's not the right one. It might not be optimized for your application. It might not work. So that's gonna be a real problem, and you are in this continuously loop that you are facing error. You send it to Copilot, and then you didn't get the answer. You try again, error again, but this time it's much more bigger, and then you send it again, and you still didn't get the answer. So you're seeing this kind of loop that is occurring again and again, waste of energy, time, resources, and you're at the end of the day the code is not complete, and still at the end you have to go to Stack Overflow and find the solution. So just don't use that. At that time point realize that it's not helping me, it's just creating a more problem for me. So the one example for me is that when I was developing this website, as you can see in the background, I have markdown content and a HTML content. So whenever that HTML, so it's not incisive, it's not just one. Sometimes it's markdown, sometimes it is in HTML. So if I need to identify that which kind of format is in coming from backend application so that I can render that kind of content, and I did not know how to approach this problem, and I asked Copilot how it should be handled, and it wanted to use regex. So it's okay. Regex is a good choice, but there are problems with regex. First of all, regex checking patterns through regex is highly complex, and if any of my teammates do not know how to use regex, we are screwed. First of all of the scenarios cannot be covered by regex. There will be some of things that might be left out, and that's the one of the major issues with Copilot. It just wanted me to use regex no matter what I did, so I dropped it out completely. I have to use some other alternative, and I did not use Copilot, and then I informed the Copilot, no, it should be like this and not like this, and then it should, oh, I'm so sorry for my application, for my error, I will keep that in mind. So it is continuously being trained upon on your model, on your code as well as on other code, but it's still not perfect. One of the most troubling some problem for me with using Copilot is learning. Software development or software engineering is the phase of learning. No matter what you do, you never stop learning. Learning is something that you go from learning from you climb a one mountain of failure to get to the next mountain of failure to become the great engineer you are today. You have to feel, you have to take on new challenges, you have to take on new things and be better what you do. And when you're using AI or GitHub Copilot, you does not feel like you are learning new things. You understand what the code is doing, but you do not learn anything. A live example would be that I was working on a project, I came across a problem, I asked the Copilot, it solved it for me. In the next 5 days or so, and in another project, that error same occurred, and I said, "Oh, I know how to solve it," and I tried to solve it, but I couldn't because I used Copilot. I didn't remember the following steps. I did not remember the logic that I used because I didn't create the logic. GitHub Copilot picked it up from somewhere else and just showed it to me, or it modified it little bit. So I did not know to solve that problem. And then I realized that I didn't learn. Surely I understood at that moment, but I didn't learn. I didn't remember anything. If you are copying from Stack Overflow or any other website, you're still remembering the process of how did you achieve your goals. Here you did not do that. You have nothing. And that's where the problem lies. You stop learning. One of the most fascinating things that company promises is you can be more efficient with AI. That is totally wrong. That is totally wrong. You are, like I said previously, you are in a continuously loop of sending errors, getting the application, getting the code, trying it out and then sending the errors, and you can see this entire loop of cycle again and again, making sure that you're getting the solution, but the solution that you are getting to is not correct one. It might not be optimized, it might not be clean code, it might not be readable, it might have a lot of vulnerabilities when it comes to creating a good application. So that's the overall my love and hate relationship with Copilot. So the overall conclusion to this is that we cannot change it. There are going to be tools, and these tools are going to get better and better no matter what I do. So all I can do is that embrace it, understand what needed to be understood, use Copilot for for small tasks. For example, I use Copilot. I still use Copilot till this day, using for boiler code, for writing tests, for dividing code into smaller chunks, because just into template format. But do not rely heavily on these tools. Learn the course, learn the tools, learn everything, and not make it a bad habit so that you have to constantly rely on these tools. If you don't have access to these tools, you still could be able to do your task. That's the entire lead, and that's the entire scenario that I'm going through in my mind, that I'm still using them, but I'm not using them as regularly as I should. I'm still going through Stack Overflows, reading documents, reading articles, and finding the solutions that fit my project. So be safe, and that's the overall my thought process of how projects are meant to develop, how you should increase your skills, and that is pretty much it from my guys. The link for this blog post will be in the description below. If you have any issues, then feel free to comment out, and peace out.